And welcome to Live and Local here on Swindon 105.5 with me, Stu Jackson.
And with me, Sean Hodgson, and in the studio with us today, we're going to quick say hello to our guest here. We got George Wilding.
Hello.
Hi. Together with Stu Rowe, man who plays with buttons and things and is producing George's new EP. Hi, how are you doing, Stu?
Hello.
And coming up later in the show, the second half of the show, we're talking all about the Fringe. We have Chloe of the Midnight Storytellers coming in to talk to us about her show. We also have a bit of music from Fred's House and an interview with the vocalist Vicky, and an interview with
somebody who's sort of doing a bit of self-promotion here, I suppose you could say. And we do allow a little bit of self-promotion, don't we, Stu? We got Stu's play Absolution. We're going to be discussing that. We're not discussing it. We got an interview. I came down to your one of your rehearsals the other day, didn't I?
You did. You came and hassled all the cast, and it was great.
They appreciated the big hassle, did they?
They did. It was lovely to see you. But now, first off, we're going to kick off with a little bit of music. This is The Grind from David Celia, who is a Toronto musician who's coming to the Beehive on Friday the 1st. So this is The Grind.
Holding back another day. Some people got a lot of things to say. It's good to let a smile get on your face. Let down your shoulders, float into space. If your feet are always running, that's okay, if it's a friendly chase. Otherwise it might be a case you've got to protect your teeth. They can't be easily replaced. Don't let it grind you down. If it don't get you in the day, it'll get you at night. Took a little walk outside myself. It was just the other day. There were people gathered all around. Most of them were on their phones. One guy even had two. I was glad that I could see. Don't let it grind you down. If it don't get you in the day, it'll get you at night.
That was The Grind from David Celia, and you can see him, like I say, at the Beehive on Friday the 1st. Now it's time for a bit of this.
Okay, it's time for the musical medley montage. 5 bands, 5 songs. Name the band, name the song.
Regular listeners will know how this works. You hear the intro to 5 songs. Can you name the artist? Can you name the song? Point for each, so a maximum of 10 points. Here's this week's.
There we go, 5 artists, 5 songs. They weren't all introductions, actually. One of them was the middle bit, so the lead guitar bit, I suppose, really, anyway. So, turning to my guests first, so we've got George Wilding and Stu Rowe here in the studio with us. So, George, if you marks out of 10 without shouting out the answers, you look at me all confused there, as if, oh my God, he's going to put me on the spot now, isn't he?
Well,
how many points do you give yourself there, then? One for the artist and one for the song?
I don't have to shout out the answers.
Without giving out the answer?
Oh, 10 out of 10 every time.
He's, after 3 years, he's the first person to suss this out.
We do test you off air.
Yes.
Okay, I reckon 4. 4 or 5.
Oh, go. Stu, what do you reckon then, Stu?
6 or 7, possibly.
Yeah. Oh, you really haven't noticed? Yeah. Okay. We can't tell on the radio.
No,
you
but
can.
yeah, maybe 6. Maybe 6.
Okay, good. Well,
We'll see.
that's good. And now, Stu, what do you reckon then, Stu? Then?
I've not been looking at the artists because I've been scribbling madly and looking at the desk and stuff, but I'm on 4 just on songs alone.
Okay.
That's good for me.
That's good for you. That's confident, isn't it? That's confident. All right, okay. So we'll be coming back to that a couple of times throughout the show, and if you're lucky enough and you can cope with it, you can listen to some of my clues as well, which some people appreciate and some people don't they?
We'll see what they're like.
Yeah, we'll see what they're like. Okay, all right. Anyway, in the studio with us here today, we got George Wilding, who was with us in the studio about 18 months or so ago. When there's then a new EP out, but now been working with Stu Rowe, producing some new tracks, and is very actively out there performing, regularly performing now. So, welcome to the station. Great to have you back with us in here.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for having us.
And so what was the current position then? What were you just got a new EP just about to release? Is that right?
Yeah, on Friday the 1st. This Friday.
Okay, and is the EP got a name to it, or
it's called Lunatic.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
As you normally would do.
Sorry.
As you would normally would do. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the tracks? And is it all in the same vein, or have you got any changes of direction in any shape or form?
4 tracks. I think we did it with a live band first this time, so it's got a rougher, more rock and roll edge to it, and then we've sort of built the tracks up over at the Lighter Thief studio and done it that way. So I think it feels cooler. I feel like cooler singing the songs.
So
that's what you want, isn't it?
Well, yeah, of course we do. Who else is sort of helping? Who are the band members who? It's all going out under your name, but who are the band members that are contributing and giving you this sound then?
Well, we've got Charlie Rowe, who's the percussionist and drummer. Pete Rowe was on bass. We had so many different guitarists, but Sam Bates did a lot. Harry Roke did some from Eves. Stu's done a lot of instruments over the time we've been doing it.
So Stu, you brought in all the reprobates then, did you?
Yeah, it was a bit of a family affair. Mikey's on it as well.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So it's a bit of a family affair in the band.
Brilliant. So when you're going out live, is there any of this? Do you get any of the band with you when you go out live as such now?
We have done.
Yeah, we did one. We did one Saturday at the Locomotive with me, Pete, and Charlie and George, which is the first time we'd played. As George has played with a kind of drums and rock bands. He does mostly acoustic stuff.
Yeah.
So it was just really good fun. Just
it was great.
Rocking the songs up a bit.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah,
so
getting to shout.
So in the past 18 months, have you been disappearing off? Because you seem to be a bit quiet. I don't know why. Or have you just been busy? Have you been gigging much in the past 18 months? Then have you?
I have actually. It's picked up a lot recently. Quite often, like 4 or 5 gigs a week. So we're really plugging away at that side of it. I think that slipping off the radar is probably more due to my lack of any motivation on social media. So I'm sorry about that.
So do you have a team doing that then? And you're going to
No.
Because they're not doing it. Is that how it works? Is it?
Yeah, well, it's because I'm doing it is the reason why it's failing. It's so miserably. I think. I'm getting better at it. It's getting there. It's getting there.
Okay, good. So the stuff you're doing there, have these songs been sort of lingering around your head for years, or have they all been specifically written for this EP, so to speak?
No, they have actually. We have a big pool of songs to choose from, so then I take them over and we sort of suss out which ones are going to be the strongest for where we are at the moment, and which ones complement each other as well to go on the record. I think these have actually been around for a couple of years now, these ones, so I'm Yeah, there are loads more ready to go off. We're kind of itching to start the next ones, aren't we?
Let's hear one of them. We got because you're going to play a live track for us a bit later on. Because you brought your guitar in with us. We did bring in the new EP, which is being released tomorrow. Is it no?
Oh wow, 2 days. Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. But here we are. Advance. So what's the first one we're going to be playing here? What we're going to hear the first track?
It's one more
Track
time.
number 1.
Yeah, one more time for me, sweetheart, which has been around for a couple of years. Yeah, kind of slipped off the radar, and we've recorded it now.
All right, we'll listen to that now.
Lay me down asleep in my mansion. Pour me my water and pass me my meds. When I close my eyes, I can hear all the ramblings of all of the strange quirks that live in my head. Turn the lights on one more time for me, sweetheart. Just need to check everything's in its place. Half my mind says I'm a beautiful person, and half of it's telling me I'm a disgrace. Your tone, boy, you stone boy, you're out on your own in the cold and the white noise reminds you you're too old to cry, boy, you wild boy, you try, but you're tired. A beautiful tyrant reminded you're too old to live like this. But they won't understand you at all. I
Yes, I like that. A lot more of that, please.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Enjoyed that. Thank you very much for bringing that in. And remember, you heard it here first. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
literally here first. That was the exclusive.
That was
the
first bit?
Yeah,
oh, well, there you go.
You got it.
That's why it's good to listen to Swindon Live and Local on Swindon 105.5 because you get to hear exclusives. We really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. All the way hot foot from I was going to say Ladder Factory, but that's you're going to shoot for saying that.
No, it started at the Ladder.
Right, okay.
The first part of the recordings were done at the Ladder Factory, and then we moved operations to the Lighter Thief bunker to finish
Where all
it.
the magic's added, is it?
Well, yeah, all the
weird noises.
all the weird noises are added in there.
It was a joint effort then.
And this is the first ever project we produced by the Rowe Brothers on it. So we normally do our own sounds. So it's
talking about Pete Rowe there as well from the Ladder Factory, which we have mentioned a few times on this show. So it's a Ladder Factory and Lighter Thief production under the Rowe Brothers. Then.
Yeah.
Oh right, that's excellent news. I wasn't aware of that. Yeah. So you got gigs coming up in the next few. Well, busy you said, really, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. I mean, don't press me for. I'm awful for
I
dates. I didn't put my diary.
He's panicking already. I realise.
Yeah, you can see the eyes wide and a rabbit in headlights. I don't know. I know there's one on Friday. That's all I know.
That's for the launch, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But looking say you're looking ahead, then now you've got. I mean, all right, there's 5 tracks here, and if you say you got loads in your head, are you already planning the next? Have you laid down any sort of basic tracks or anything future, or have you got an album as such brewing, or is anything like that under development?
I think till this was done, this has been just trying to get this finished. But as from next week after, we'll start the next thing. That's been the plan.
Next batch.
So we're
trying to keep the momentum up. So we don't slip off and have to build it all back up again from scratch.
Right, yeah. Okay. And you say you're busy playing gigging work, but how far is your net, should speak? How far are you spreading yourselves? Where are you travelling to for gigs? How far are you getting out and about?
We go as far. I don't think I've been much further than London, but London sort of once a month probably on average. Actually, I'm doing one in Bridport in Wales, which is that 2 hours away? I'm not looking forward to the car journey home.
What, at midnight or something? I mean, that's miserable, isn't it?
Where is that 2 hours away? I don't.
It probably is. Yeah,
that'll be the furthest then, I reckon.
You'd be sleeping in the car. I would just stay overnight. It'd be easy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the amount of money you probably earn, you just get a 4-star.
Money?
Oh, right, okay, all right, yeah. Is that dirty words still at this stage? Is it?
No, I won't need to. I'll be in a limo out the back before the gig finishes.
Right. Well, you could just fly back into Swindon International Airport.
Exactly.
Easy,
my Lear jet will carry me home.
I'll tell you what we're going to do now. We're going to give you a chance to listen to this week's Mystery Voice. Why didn't that play then? Oh, there you go. There you go.
It's the Mystery Voice.
Okay, we got, as you realise there, we got a mystery voice. We're going to play it to you twice, actually, because it's very, very short. So have a listen to this and see if you can work out who this week's mystery voice is.
But it's always shifting. I'll have a new line that I'll just suddenly remember. It'll pop back into my head.
So, I don't know. So if you do know the answer, don't shout it out. But do you want to hear the second? Do you want to hear it again? It's short, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Short. We'll play you that one again. Have a listen to this week's mystery voice.
But it's always shifting. I'll have a new line that I'll just suddenly remember. It'll pop back into my head.
I think the actor there was being asked, do you have a catchphrase from your show that you regularly sort of default to? And I think he was just giving out some rubbish answer, basically, there. I think that's what he was doing. That's my interpretation of that interview.
No actor ever does that, I can absolutely guarantee you.
No, of course not. Without shouting out the answer, was that a nod? You think you know who that is?
I'm really excited. That's my favourite feature so far. I've got it. I know it.
Oh, okay. Good. Stu, do you get anywhere?
No, I can recognise it. But I can't place it.
Okay.
To be fair to Stu, I probably didn't help his cause because in the middle of that I shouted, "I've got it!" So sorry. I think I ruined the game.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you what, since you got your guitar with you, can we get a live track from you? Could you sing us a song,
sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so we always like live. And then we were happy playing your CD, and we'll end up promoting that, of course, throughout the show. But what live are you going to give us now, then, do you think?
It's called She Sells Shell Shock.
She sells shell
try saying it over
Did I do it slowly, you see? I knew you do it, you musician people trying to catch us out, don't you?
Yeah, well,
old Sean Buswell does that, with his names of his albums. I still can't name all his albums because he messes around with them. Okay, over to you then, George. Yeah, great, thank you.
I'll be digging my hole, sinking my soul in the side of the ocean blue. Watch out, he's coming for you with a knife in his shoe and an eye full of cold blue haze. As he was getting irate, I saw your eyes move. Say that they were searching for me, but there's something that stops you, dead like a fox, yeah. Oh, why do you see? Oh, I've been feeling like hell, keeping it to myself because she sells shell shock. Shoot, did I say that out loud? 'Cause what gets around in this old town, head down quick. It was my favorite bit when I saw your eyes move. Said they were searching for me, but there's something that stops you, dead like a fox, yeah. What do you see?
song. Tell me I'm juvenile and tell me I'm stupid. I've been suicidal and you're so elusive. Do you care about no one else but yourself? Don't tell me I'm fine on your shelf, and don't think for a second that I didn't see your eyes like a bomb sight as they flashed at me when I saw your eyes move. Said they were searching for me, but there's something that stops you, and dead like a fox, yeah. What do you see? And I caught you laughing. I think you think it's better than the best it's gonna be, but I don't care. I hope that they do stare right at me. I saw your eyes move, but said that they were searching for me, but there's something that stops you, and dead like a fox, yeah. What do you see? I caught you laughing. I think you think it's better than the best it's gonna be, but I don't care. I hope that they do stare right at me. Go on staring at me. Go on staring at me.
Brilliant.
Just want to say, when George was playing that, were you thinking, you know all the bits on the recorded version? Say, oh, that's the bit where that tweak comes in, and that's due.
No, that one's not been done yet. I'm just listening for what weird noises I can manage to fit in.
Oh, I see. You're planning ahead then.
Yeah, I'm planning ahead. I'm thinking it all through.
Well, that was obviously to be enhanced, but yeah, fantastic.
Enhanced is one way you can do it.
So we're going to give Judge a little bit of a break now. We're going to go to a song from Nick Parker, who is playing the Roaring Donkey on the 6th of April next week. So this song is Terry and June.
I'll be your Terry if you be my June, the book you curl up with on a grey afternoon. I'll be your Wilma if you'll be my Fred. I'll be your soldier if you'll be my egg. And I'll be the snowflake you catch on your tongue. I'll be your couch when your day's work is done. And I'll be the pencil if you'll be the ruler. I'll be your fat sound if you'll be my Tallulah. Touchscreen if you'll be the touch. I'll be your camera if you'll be the pose. I'll be your Jack babe if you'll be my Rose. And I'll be the light bulb if you'll be the moth. Your frown and your face paint if you'll be the goth. And I'll be your new car with one lady owner. I'll be your Shrek babe if you'll be the blade on your 9-iron when you're in the rough. I'll be your ripped jeans if you'll be my bros. I'll I'll be your Goldman if you'll be my Woss, and I'll be your roll plug if you'll be the screw. You're in off the pink, babe, if you'll be the cue. And I'll be the basket and you'll be the wash. I will be David and you can be Posh, and I'll be the snowflake you catch on your tongue. I'll be your couch when your day's work is done, and I'll be the office if you'll be the cleaner. I'll be your Brad if you'll be my Angelina. Oh, 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 my Angelina. Oh, oh, oh,
This is Swindon Live and Local with Sean and Stu. Analog presenters in a digital world.
Yeah, that was Terry and June from Nick Parker, who is coming to the Roaring Donkey next week on Wednesday the 6th of April. Now that is the week of the Swindon Fringe, of course.
Never heard of it.
No, we never talk about that.
Hasn't been mentioned at all once this show, has it? But we like to support the odd sort of strange groupings of people, don't we, really?
And speaking of strange groupings, as Sean mentioned earlier, I've actually got a show that I'm directing. And
it's all me with you, isn't it?
It is, any opportunity. But Sean came and spoke to myself and the cast and the writer on Saturday at our rehearsal. So let's have a listen to what was said then.
Well, today I'm at Southbrook Inn here in Swindon, chatting to the cast, director and writer of a new play. It's going to be at the Swindon Fringe called Absolution. Initially, I'm sat here with Helen, the writer. Can you just give us a bit of background as to what the play is actually about?
It's about three brothers who go to confession to confess a sin against the same woman, and it's all about how this woman interacts with them and with their family.
Where does this come from? What's the inspiration for you writing this play?
It's something that I've wanted to do for a little while. I've known people who are very similar to the characters that are in the play, and also I liked the idea of doing something different with a confessional booth on the stage, because it's quite enclosed. It's very different to an open stage.
And have you done much writing before? Have you had much of your stuff out there that has been performed?
Not actually being performed, but I did a master's in creative writing, so this is my first opportunity to do something with that qualification.
And of course, here with us was a voice you will recognise, obviously a co-presenter on the show. But here at the rehearsal, we got Stu, who's directing. So, is this the first time you've directed a play so far?
No, I've directed, I think it's about half a dozen plays before now, but it's the first time I've had the pleasure of working so closely with the writer and getting the writer's input into the original vision, and that's been massively useful. Helen and I have worked together on various things before, so we make a good team, I would say.
So when you talk about the vision, I mean, when you first read the play and looked at it and decided, oh, I'd like to be the person that directs it, so what was in your mind? How did you see its visualisation of it, really?
Well, that's where it was really useful to sit down with Helen, and we went through each scene by scene. We discussed the characters at length, talked about how they would be seen by the audience. We talked about backstories at length. So it was really about creating this whole idea. But of course, the actors themselves put a lot into it and make the characters their own as well.
And also with me today is the cast who are playing all the parts within the play. So first of all, turning to...
Richard Donaldson, I'll be playing Michael Lovejoy, the eldest brother.
And so how did you get involved in this then? What's your connection with... with a smile came on your face there. Is it a case of you were dragged into it, or it says, I really want to be in this one? Which direction at the end of that spectrum are you then, really?
I think Stu's face also tells you a bit of this story. Stu and I I don't know if I can reveal the magic. Stu and I met on a job at Christmas playing a very specific character with a long white beard.
I do know about this one.
Yeah.
It's a secret, don't worry. The secret's with us.
We can't say too much because the listeners may be young, but that's how I met Stu. We got on well there, both actors, and when this came up, he approached me to audition for the piece, so it was from there that we got into it. I met Helen, and I liked the script, they liked my performance, so there we are.
And so where do you see your role fitting into this? I mean, what's the aspect that you're bringing to this particular role?
Well, as the eldest brother, he's the confident one, and I think that's kind of something that I can bring to a role. He's the confident character.
So now turning to...
I'm Matt King. I'm playing Alec, who's a middle brother.
And so how did you get involved with this? What's your connection, say, with the team here?
So I've acted and been in stuff with Stuart and Helen the writer before. So it's an opportunity for me to be in something for the play for the first time. So that's quite exciting to be putting on the first production of something that's just been written by someone who I know and who's local. So that was quite a good opportunity for us.
But you are involved in other productions in Swindon because you're a member of one of many Swindon theatre companies, aren't you?
Yeah, but the one and only Western Players. So yeah, I met Stuart and Helen doing stuff with them.
And turning over here, someone who's playing with a bandage. I don't know, is a bandage relevant to this particular thing, or you've got a real injury down there somewhere?
It's part of the character. My name's Ryan. I play Ryan, funny enough.
Where did that name come from then? Or was that already written in?
It was already part of the script, and I just happened to be playing that character.
So you're saying when they were casting, they were looking around for a real Ryan so he could actually enter into the character properly. Is that how it works? That's the only reason you got the role? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
That is something you'll have to discuss with the director and the writer, of course.
Well, you tell us about your role then.
I play the younger brother, and my character is a womanizing, drug-taking, not a nice character to start with, and like the writer said earlier, we all confess sins to a priest in the confession box, and you see how my character develops.
Is there a happy end? I'm not wanting to spoil, but where does this play sort of what direction can it go in without revealing too much, shall we say?
Well, there's a lot of twists and turns in the play, and Fiona, who you'll hear from in a second, played by Natalie, she's kind of the pivotal character because there's a connection with all the brothers, and then you see at the end something happens, and it makes the audience think, as well as probably, maybe, judge.
Okay, so Natalie, the only female cast then. So how do you fit into all these lads then?
Well,
I could ask that in a different way, but you know exactly what I meant. But all right, this show goes out very late at night, so we're okay.
Well, to answer your question directly, yes, I do fit into each and every one of them in many different ways. Fiona has involvement with all the brothers. Fiona's quite a troubled lady. She's got a bit of a difficult background. She makes some silly choices, some bad choices, but it all works out in the end.
And what about your own background then as an actor then? Would we have seen you in anything else locally in recent times?
I have done some musical theatre locally, but not since I had my daughter a couple of years ago. But I do some professional work. I work for a murder mystery company. I go to London, the South Midlands, and I do some other bits and bobs as well when they come along.
And turning back to Stu, obviously all this is all part of preparation for the Swindon Fringe, which obviously we've been promoting quite heavily. But you're hanging on to this one. You've got another production or another performance as well, haven't you?
There is. After the Swindon Fringe on the 2nd of April, we're going to be performing again at Swindon Arts Centre as part of the Harold Jolliffe One Act Play Festival.
Well, thanks so much, everyone, for chatting to us. Really appreciate that. All it goes well on your performance day. And let's give a big cheer. Thank you. Yay! Yeah, of course, you just heard there. That was the cast and crew of Absolution who are playing as part of the Swindon Fringe on the 2nd of April at the platform. And That's not hounds, we've got Stu in the studio with us. It's like magic, isn't it? As if we prepared this one earlier.
I just happened to be here, yes. I was passing.
So your performance, you're on at, it's 7 p.m. your production?
It's an evening performance. We're double billing with Rapscallion Theatre, who've got a comedy show, Daughters of the Monstrous Regiment. So we're double billing with them.
So you've got comedy and something deep and Swindon Fringe-ish.
There's something for everybody that evening, except maybe younger viewers.
No, you're right. No, there's nothing for younger viewers in your show, in your production, is there? No. So, is there a website? Can people get, if you want a bit more detail, what's the best website for people to see things on?
The best one, you can either search out Swindon Fringe on Google, and there's details of all the shows there, or of course on the Wyvern box office website, swindontheatres.co.uk, which is also where you can buy tickets from as well.
Tickets going like hotcakes, are they?
I have absolutely no idea, but I'm hoping so.
There'll be more from the Swindon Fringe in the second hour of the show. We've got Chloe and the Midnight Storytellers coming in to talk about their production, which is sometime, I don't know what the date that is, I should know. Never mind, obviously we're going to find out all about it in the second hour of the show anyway. What we're going to do now, we're going to give you a second chance for the first hour of the show to listen to this week's musical medley. Hang on, it was, George, you were saying you got 4, you're doing well for the medley, weren't you? 4?
I changed it to 3, I was thinking about it.
He's backpedaling already, Stu, how are you doing then?
I'm sticking at 6.
Sticking at 6, and Stu here?
I'm still on 4.
Oh, well, okay. Well, but between you might have 10 then, if you'd sort of got your heads together. Let's listen to this week's musical medley and find out what we're listening to here. Somebody in the room has said, I could have 10 here. Ooh. Somewhere in the room is now claiming, I don't know what to say really, that's shocking, isn't it? Well, it's not shocking, maybe it's just sheer confidence, Stu, isn't it?
Well, let's see, shall we?
Yeah, we will help you out. Oh, no, we'll help. I'm lost for words, actually, as you can tell, I'm lost for words. Nobody's actually said that, I don't think. That's a claim, that is a claim and a half. Anyway, you're listening to Swindon Live and Local here on Swindon 105.5. We've got our guest in the studio here, we've got George Wilding together with record producer Stu Rowe. George, we've been listening to one of your tracks from your EP, and you played one for us live. We're going to play another one now from your EP. So, which one is this? Is it track number 2? Which one?
Number 2. Tchaikovsky on the tambourine it is.
Is that what it is? Okay, we're going to play that. We're going to go for that one now.
Ready to return the call once I filled myself with things that make my eyes roll. They take their toll on me as they rush through the blood that soaks into my sleep. I've had enough of being in the rough, and now I'm ready to come. So bandage my arm and tell me I'm fine, I'm all gonna be okay. It's just she's easily the prettiest that I have ever seen. That's why I'll be getting pissed while she's getting with him. Well, the queen, she came to see the band and drew a picture on my hand today. Just live till I die, then die till I'm dead. Well, then this bedridden heart, it don't play the part as well as it used to. For all of the bruises and scars, and the girl with the eyes of perpetual stone size been playing with matches, tried taking acid and came crashing down with thoughts in her crown. She just couldn't face, she just couldn't place. And the queen is not at liberty to tell me why she follows me, but she can be in the band if she wants. Well, she plays it cool but plays with me and Tchaikovsky on the tambourine. Wow, she plays it cool but plays with me and Tchaikovsky on the tambourine. And boy, when she dances like you and me. The queen is not our liberty.
Wow,
Really, love it.
nice. That is absolutely lovely. So thank you for bringing that in. So now the EP, of course, you say it's being released on Friday. Where can people get it?
You can go to georgewilding.com, and we've got, at the moment, it's a pre-order thing up there, but you'll be able to just buy it.
Right, so they can actually pre-order that. And are you on Facebook as well? If people search George Wilding?
Just George Wilding.
No, hang on. No. Do you use Facebook?
I'll start using Facebook.
Yeah, more than he used to.
Fantastic. Now, you were saying though off air that in advance of the EP being launched, you've released a video on YouTube. Is that right?
Yeah, for the last track. I think we're going to make videos for all of these actually over time, stagger them out. But there's one up now for the last track, Martha, which just went up a couple of days ago.
Okay.
So you could check that out.
Okay, so if people search on YouTube for Martha, George Wilding...
Yeah, George Wilding, Martha.
Fantastic, they can see
it all comes
that.
under George Wilding somewhere, you just might have to scroll down a bit.
Yeah. But the exclusive for the EP is here.
It
Isn't
is.
it?
Yeah. No one's heard those two, so that's the first time.
Brilliant, fantastic. And of course, people can see you live, can't they, on Friday? You're saying in Marlborough, is that right?
Yeah, it's the Piano Lounge in Marlborough, which used to be the Crown, and it's just changed. But it's the Piano Lounge now. So we're going to be in there Friday night. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Is that just yourself, or is anybody else on with you at all, or is it just a George Wilding night? Is it?
It's that for the selling of the EP, ideally, but there's
so you're making a big party night, effectively, then, aren't you?
Well, hopefully, I'll be having a good time.
Is there some bubbly going? Maybe your record company's putting millions behind this. Is that how you work? Record companies do that, don't they?
Yeah.
We're all going to be bathing in champagne that night, are we? Oh, he's sweating now. The record company's sweating now. We know what happens now. Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming up towards the end of the first hour now, but let's hear again this week's mystery voice.
But it's always shifting. I'll have a new line that I will just suddenly remember. It'll pop back into my head.
I'm struggling with this one, like I was last week as well. I recognise the voice there.
Yeah,
it is an actor. It's a male actor. Does that help?
Rounds it down a little bit.
He was part of a duo at one stage, quite famous part of a duo, and he's what's we made it big in America. Really, that's the big thing. Made it big in America. That's where he's made his money, his name.
Are we getting the clues early this week?
Sounds like it. Sounds like you were struggling there, Stu. So I thought I'd jump in and help.
I was, but now
another list.
Now I think I know who it is. But let's hear it again to see.
But it's always shifting. I'll have a new line that I will just suddenly remember. It'll pop back into my head.
I think that's helped me enormously. How about George?
I'm feeling even more confident.
You're even more confident in Stu?
Yeah, yes, mildly confident.
Right, wonderful. Okay, well let's go now to a song. This is The Honey Fire. And they will be playing, let's see, they're coming to the Lazy Sunday Afternoon at Central Library, and they're a Bristol Dream Folk Pop ensemble. So let's hear this one. This is Road Signs.
This hurts within your eye. What is this darkened life you're living? They blame you for the lies. Nobody hears you when you're screaming. You're falling down a hole, looking behind, left, right, and nowhere. You cannot escape while you are dreaming. Eyes clear down. You cannot reach for the surface. False accusations without reason. You have something they see. How could you sense these consequences? The answers lie too deep. Beneath the stars, the fire dances. Its colors are too bright. Looking behind, left, right, and nowhere. You cannot escape while you are dreaming. Eyes clear down. You cannot reach for the surface. Fears closing in. Thoughts you wish to disappear. Eyes clear down. You cannot reach for the surface.
And my apologies there to the Honey Fire. That was actually their song Dreams. I misanounced that, so apologies there. So a big thank you, obviously, to our guests, George Wilding and Stu Rowe. So thank you for coming in.
Hey, brilliant. Thank you. Lovely, lovely.
And of course, good luck for the EP launch on Friday. I haven't had my VIP ticket yet. Just saying.
You don't have that.
You can get it free, actually, can't you? You can get it free if you can.
Yeah, you can have a VIP.
Well, if we just show up press doors.
Amounts of money.
Yeah. It's
Put
all
the name on the door.
It's all corruption when it gets to this level of the business, isn't it? Yeah.
Right, well, we're going to go up to the news now, but obviously in the second hour we have Chloe of the Midnight Storytellers coming in. So to take us out to the news, here's a bit of Oxygen from Jean-Michel Jarre.